All right, so today we're going deep on something I think a lot of us can relate to, uh, making those dream home improvements a reality. You know, that vision you have for your property. But then comes the whole design process, the budget, figuring out those tricky local regulations. It can be a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely more than just picking out pink colors in furniture.
Way more. So we've got this case study. It's called A Dream Backyard in Utica Square. Plans for You makes it happen. And it follows this couple in Tulsa, Dave and Stephanie, as they try to, well, make their backyard awesome.
And it seems like a pretty common goal, too. They wanted a garage, a cabana, and a pool. The classic backyard setup.
Right. Like, who wouldn't want that?
Exactly. But they hit a snag right away. They started reaching out to traditional architectural firms, and the quotes they were getting back were just way too high.
Oof. Yeah, that's a buzzkill.
And not just the cost, but also the timelines. They were being told it would take forever to even get the plans finalized.
So that's a huge problem right there. I mean, if the numbers don't work and the timeline's out of whack, it kind of throws the whole dream out the window.
For sure. It's a reality check a lot of people face. And that's where this company Plans for You comes in.
Okay, so Plans for You is the hero in this story.
In a way, yeah. The owner, Terry Dobbs, he's a draftsman, and he approaches things a little differently. He was able to offer Dave and Stephanie something they really needed, manageable estimates, a faster turnaround time, and this is key direct access to him, the designer.
That's got to be so valuable to be able to just talk directly to the person who's actually drawing up the plans.
It eliminates so much back and forth and potential for miscommunication.
Mm,
Your ideas are getting heard and translated directly to the design.
totally. So besides being a draftsman, this Terry guy, he has kind of an interesting background, right?
Yeah, he does. He's
Mm.
got an engineering degree, but get this, he's also a master carpenter. Like he's actually built custom homes himself.
Wow. So he knows both sides of the equation, the design and the actual building.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you can see how that would be a huge advantage for Dave and Stephanie. When he's looking at their vision, he's not just thinking about pretty drawings. He's thinking about how this is all going to work structurally,
Yeah.
how to make it buildable and affordable.
That makes a ton of sense. I mean, it's got to give you so much more confidence knowing the person designing your dream backyard can also tell you if it's actually possible to build.
Absolutely.
Uh,
And I think that's a key takeaway for anyone thinking about a project like this. Find someone who understands both the design aspect and the construction side of things. It can save you a lot of headaches down the road.
so things are looking good. Plans for You is putting together these amazing plans that meet all of Tulsa's building codes. But then there's a twist. Dave and Stephanie want to push the limits a bit,
Yeah, they had this idea to build a little higher than what the local neighborhood rules allowed.
which makes you think about how sometimes you got to get a little strategic to make your vision a reality.
Totally. And Stephanie, being a lawyer, she was ready to play the game a bit.
Okay, so how do they pull that off?
Well, they didn't just scrap the idea. They worked with Terry to create two sets of plans. One that followed all the height restrictions to the letter,
Smart move. Got to have a backup plan.
right? And then the second set of plans was their dream design, the one that pushed the height limits. That's the one they were hoping to get approved with a special variance,
That's thinking ahead.
for sure. And this is where Terry's attention to detail was so important. He didn't just draw two sets of pretty pictures. He had made sure everything was documented perfectly with all the technical specifications. That way Stephanie had all the ammo she needed to make her case for the variance.
Ah, so it wasn't just about the drawings themselves. It was about having all the paperwork perfectly in order to support their request.
Precisely. And guess what? It worked.
No way. They got the variance approved.
They did. They got to build their backyard exactly how they wanted it. And, Stephanie's testimonial in the case study really highlights how valuable Plans for You was for them. The process was smooth, they stayed on budget, and they had all the right documentation for the city.
That's got to be such a relief knowing you've got someone in your corner who can handle all that stuff.
It takes a huge weight off your shoulders.
Yeah.
And, when you look at the bigger picture, this case study really shows how important it is to find professionals who have a wide range of expertise. Like, in this case, Terry's design skills and his knowledge of construction were crucial. But then you combine that with Stephanie's legal background, and they were unstoppable.
It's like the perfect team.
Right. It's like that saying, teamwork makes the dream work.
So it really gets you thinking about any kind of project you might be taking on. Are there hidden challenges you haven't thought of? Do you have the right people on your side? People who can not only execute your vision, but also navigate the rules and regulations that might pop up along the way?
It's about finding that balance between creative vision and understanding the practical realities of getting things done.
That's something to keep in mind for sure. Food for thought as you embark on your own home improvement adventures.
Absolutely.
All right, well, that's our deep dive for today. We'll catch you next time.